Alright guys, this was really hard for me. This actually took me probably more than 2 hours before I could come up with a consistent strategy. And the main difference between this fight and the previous Mission 62 video that I did is that without Shrouds, the whole game changes, in terms of the fight. Not having those buffs beforehand is a big deal. So what I'm doing here in the first phase is I'm sticking in Gorilla in between Shifting and Tortoise, so Hope can give us all haste and shell. So now that that's done, we're going to switch to Safe Subversion to debuff both Roctavias. And what you're going to see me do here a couple times is I'm going to check the other Roctavia to see if he is fully debuffed, and once he is, I'm going to switch back to Gorilla. So actually you can see me here. I'm going to check here, and you're going to see that he is fully debuffed, right? So I'm going to switch back to Gorilla now. So the logic behind this is that in Safe Subversion, Fang will target whichever Roctavia you're not targeting, and keep debuffing that one until all the applicable debuffs they've stuck. So those are Imperil, Pain, and Slow. Once that happens, then she'll switch back to the one that Lightning is targeting. And that's important because we want to make sure we have as much time as possible with Slow before it runs out, because it can run out if you don't, if you take too long, right? So we're going to, build the chain, try Disaster, heal in Diversity when we need to. You notice that when we switched back to Gorilla the second time, Hope had the time to give everybody Bravery and Faith, so that's good. Now, here I think about staggering, but I don't because I'm waiting for the next multicast, right? So I want to stagger right after a multicast to give us as much time as possible, because we don't want any multicast coming out post-stagger, because that'll dispel all our buffs. So there's the multicast, so we're going to stagger now, and we're going to switch back and forth between Diversity and Ruthless to take out the first Roctavia. Now, the main strategy here is to keep using Army of One to interrupt Roctavia to make sure that he cannot cast multicast anytime. So you need to actually sync between Lightning and Fang to make sure that he is constantly interrupted. And the way I do this is I usually shift towards the end of the Army of One animation, so by the time Lightning finishes, Fang will have started her attack. So that's what you should do. Okay, so I use Ruthless, and Hope is the Saboteur here because he will apply Deep Protect. It's inefficient, but it's better than using Lightning to do it, or, well, we definitely don't want Fang to do it because we need Fang to do damage for us. And also, the fact is that by this time, the debuffs on the other Roctavia will run out, and if you use Fang, she's going to prioritize sticking Imperil on the other Roctavia and not applying Deep Protect to the one that's staggered, so that's bad. Meanwhile, Hope doesn't have Imperilga, so he only has Deep Protega, so he's going to use that, which is good, right? So we don't have to worry about that, so that's why we're using Hope as our Saboteur. Anyway, I fell behind the video. You can see that I took out the first Roctavia, so now there's room to breathe, right? Like, this is much more manageable now with just one. We're going to repeat the same process. We have to stick our debuffs, and you also see that we had to reapply haste, but that's no big deal. Okay, so here, what I'm doing is I'm sitting in Diversity, waiting for the multicast, okay? Be patient, just because you got it down to one, don't get overexcited and stagger too soon, because if multicast does come out post-stagger, you can get messed up still. So. Okay, a couple general remarks. I use Hope instead of Vanille because of the buffs. That's basically the huge difference in this fight when you don't use Shrouds. Vanille has the higher roll level in Saboteur, so it'll make sticking debuffs easier. When I use, if you look at my previous video, I use Assassination there, and that helps a lot in sticking with debuffs. But she has no haste, and she has no Bravera and Phaethra at stage 9, and her buffs don't last very long, neither do Fangs. So you know, and so it turned out to be very inefficient trying to do anything with an all-girl party. I tried it a few times, but I got better results with Hope overall, and that's why I had to use Hope. And in a general sense, with these Stage 9 videos, Lightning and Vanille are, I mean, they're really not compatible, and that's why you haven't seen me use Vanille in a party yet for any of these videos, because she doesn't have haste, and that turns out to be a huge problem in many cases. Anyway, that's about it for this fight. The next one is 54. I've tried it a few times, but I haven't gotten close. It's very difficult. I'm kind of stumped at the moment, actually, but hopefully I'll have some kind of breakthrough. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video.